My name is Charlotte, and I am 28 years old. I've spent the last few years of my life working tirelessly to build something, anything, that would finally make me feel worthy. It's been a constant struggle, constantly living in the shadow of my sister Cassandra. She's always been the one who got everything without even trying. Smart, beautiful, confident. She's the golden child of our family. And me? Well, I've always been the one who has to work twice as hard for even the smallest recognition. I've earned everything I have. But no matter how much I accomplish, it's never enough. Cassandra always finds a way to make me feel like I'm still just the second choice. I still don't get it, Cassandra said as she scrolled through my latest post on social media. She was lounging on the couch, her legs crossed in that relaxed, effortless way that always irritated me. How did you even land that project? Honestly, I thought you were still stuck in that dead-end job. Her tone was casual, like she was talking about someone else entirely. I took a deep breath, trying to keep my cool. I worked for it, Cassandra. I've been working hard for years to get where I am now. She scoffed. Hard work? Please. We both know how these things work. It's all about who you know. It's not like you're some genius or anything. I felt my heart clench in frustration. Every word she said, every tiny remark, dug a little deeper into me. I had worked so hard, sacrificing everything to build my career, but all she saw was luck. She didn't see the long nights, the missed holidays, or the times I thought about quitting. She didn't see the blood, sweat, and tears I had put in. To her, it was all a joke. You know that's not true, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I've earned everything. I don't need to explain it to you. Sure, whatever you say, Charlotte, she said with a dismissive wave. I'm just saying, don't get too comfortable. Nothing lasts forever. I bit my lip, the words stinging more than they should have. But it wasn't just about the project. It was everything. Growing up, Cassandra had always been the one who got praise from our parents. She was the one who could do no wrong. While I was the one in the background, working hard to prove myself, she was out there effortlessly winning everyone's affection. I'm not comfortable, I said, my voice tight. I'm doing just fine, thanks. She didn't look up from her phone. Sure, she muttered. You're doing fine, Charlotte. But I still think you're just one bad decision away from crashing down. Don't get too cocky. I wanted to yell, to scream at her for making me feel like everything I did wasn't good enough. But I didn't. Instead, I clenched my fists and turned away. I couldn't let her see how much her words affected me. I had spent years trying to prove to her, and to everyone else, that I was more than just the quiet, hard-working sister. But with every word she spoke, she pushed me further into that corner where I didn't belong. I had been breaking my back for my success, but it felt like it would never matter to her. It wasn't the first time I had heard words like these. It wasn't even the first time she'd mocked me for my hard work. But today it hit differently. I didn't know if I could keep pretending like it didn't hurt. I couldn't help but wonder if she'd ever see me for who I really was. Would she ever be proud of me? Or would I always be second place to her, even when I knew I had earned my position in the world? I tried to shake the thoughts away, but they stuck with me. They gnawed at me, the realization that nothing would ever be enough. Not for her, not for anyone. And as I walked away from her, I knew deep down that this was more than just a fight over a project. This was about something deeper, something I couldn't quite explain. It was about validation. It was about proving to myself that I was worthy, even if I never got that from her. It was another one of those evenings, Cassandra lounging on the couch, looking every bit like she had it all, while I stood in the kitchen trying to get dinner ready after a long day at work. I had just received some great news about a new promotion, and I couldn't wait to share it with the family. But as usual, Cassandra's reaction was anything but supportive. You really think this promotion means anything? She asked, barely, looking up from her phone, I froze, holding the plate I was about to set down. What do you mean? I worked hard for this, Cass. You don't think it's a big deal? She finally looked at me, her lips curling into that familiar smirk. It's cute, really. But let's be honest. You're only where you are because Dad pulled strings. It's all about who you know, not what you've done. I felt the air in the room thicken. Her words hit harder than I expected, slicing through me with a precision I couldn't ignore. I stood there, speechless, trying to hold on to the pride I felt just moments ago. What? You're really going to act like this was all you? She continued, unbothered. I mean, come on, Charlotte. You've always had connections to fall back on. Don't kid yourself. I could feel the sting, the undeniable truth in her words eating away at me. Was she right? Had I only made it this far because of who I knew? The validation I was so desperately craving seemed to slip through my fingers. My career, my hard work, everything. I was suddenly questioning it all. You know that's not true, I managed, my voice sounding weaker than I wanted it to. I've worked so hard for this, Cass. This isn't just about who I know. I've earned it. She raised an eyebrow, unfazed. You've always been the one to pretend you're above everything. But I see through it. I see the truth. You wouldn't have made it without our dad, and you know it. The words dug deeper this time, a sharp twist of guilt and doubt. I could feel my self-worth crumbling in that moment. Was everything I had worked for just a product of nepotism? Was I not truly worthy of my achievements? Did I deserve this life I had fought for, or had I only been riding on coattails? I wanted to scream. I wanted to shout at her, to make her see how hard I had fought to prove myself. But instead, I stood there, staring at her, speechless. You think I'm lying? She pressed, her voice getting sharper. Do you think anyone else at work really respects you? They just see you as Dad's girl. Don't flatter yourself. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. The silence between us was suffocating. My heart raced, my stomach twisting in knots. She didn't just mock my success. She was trying to tear me down, to make me feel like nothing I had achieved was real. You're just mad because I've got it all figured out, she said, her tone now turning smug. I've always known how to get what I want, Charlotte. It's not my fault you can't keep up. Her words were a slap to my face. I could feel the anger bubbling inside me, but it quickly turned into something else. A deep, crushing sadness. The hurt from her betrayal was overwhelming. This wasn't just a sibling rivalry. This wasn't just jealousy. No, this was something more. She had deliberately set out to diminish my accomplishments, to make me feel small. And it worked. I felt that familiar ache in my chest, the feeling of being unworthy. The weight of her words crushed me. For a second, I wondered if I had been fooling myself all along, thinking I was capable. Had everything been handed to me? Was this just luck? Did I even deserve to be where I was? I tried to blink back the tears threatening to spill, but it didn't help. I wanted to say something, anything, to defend myself, but the words didn't come. I was frozen, caught in the emotional storm she had just unleashed. Cassandra stood, up, walking past me without another word. But before she left, she threw one last comment over her shoulder. Good luck pretending to be something you're not. I stood there in silence for what felt like forever, the sting of her words sinking deeper and deeper into my skin. She had always been so cruel, but this felt like a betrayal I wasn't prepared for. I thought I had learned to ignore her snide comments, but this time they cut through me in a way I couldn't ignore. My heart was racing, my breath shallow. Was I really just pretending to be something I wasn't? Was my success really a lie? My mind spiraled into darkness, the doubt swallowing everything I had worked so hard to build. How could I move forward when the person I thought I could trust the most was the one tearing me down? For the first time in a long while, I felt completely lost. I couldn't sleep. I hadn't been able to for days, ever since Cassandra's words cut through me like a knife. Each time I closed my eyes, her voice echoed in my head, twisting around every single thing I had worked for. Was she right? Had I really gotten here because of luck and family connections? I had spent so many sleepless nights convincing myself that I deserved everything I'd achieved. But now I wasn't so sure. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, my thoughts racing. The more I thought about it, the more I realized it wasn't the first time Cassandra had made me feel small. It wasn't the first time she had undermined me, chipped away at my self-worth until I barely recognized myself. How many times had I brushed it off? How many times had I told myself that she was just jealous? I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't ignore what had been right in front of me for years. I sat up, rubbing my eyes, trying to make sense of the mess in my mind. It was clear now. Cassandra wasn't just some sibling rivalry I had been overthinking. She had been playing a game all along, and I had been the pawn. The small remarks, the backhanded compliments, the subtle digs, everything fell into place. She'd been holding me back, not just by making me doubt myself, but by making sure I stayed in her shadow. I felt a deep sense of betrayal, but I couldn't afford to wallow in it anymore. I had to see it for what it was, a manipulation. And I had been underestimating it for far too long. I was tired of playing her game. I was tired of trying to win her approval, only to have her tear me down every time. I picked up my phone, my fingers trembling as I typed a message to her. I hesitated for a moment, unsure of what to say. The words felt like they were locked, inside of me, trying to claw their way out. I had been silent for too long, afraid of confronting the truth. But I couldn't be afraid anymore. I'm done, Cassandra. Done playing this game. You've made it clear you think I don't deserve anything I've earned, and I'm done trying to prove myself to you. I hit send before I could second-guess myself. My heart raced, my palms sweaty. It felt like the message was a declaration, not just to her, but to myself. It was a turning point. I wasn't going to let her dictate how I felt about myself anymore. The phone buzzed almost immediately. It was from Cassandra, of course. What's wrong with you? Are you seriously going to throw this all away over some words? Get over yourself. I read her response, a mix of anger and frustration building inside me. How could she be so dismissive? So cold? She didn't get it. She never had. This wasn't just about her insults. This was about something much deeper. This was about me, reclaiming my life, my worth, my power. I set my phone down and stood up, pacing the room. My breath quickened as I thought about all the times she had made me feel small, all the times I had tried to fight for her approval, only to be met with more dismissal. No more. It was time to take control. I had spent my entire life under her shadow, but I was done with that. I had worked hard for everything I had, and I was not going to let her or anyone make me question it anymore. I was done being the quiet, insecure sister who lived for the approval of someone who would never give it. I looked in the mirror, staring at my reflection. For the first time in a long while, I didn't feel small. I didn't feel like I had to prove myself to anyone. I had earned every inch of the life I had, and no one, least of all my sister, could take that away from me. It was time to change. The rules. No more being a pawn. No more letting Cassandra control how I saw myself. I was taking back the power. I didn't need her approval. I didn't need anyone's. I took a deep breath, my resolve hardening. I wasn't going to let her or anyone else tell me what I could or couldn't do anymore. It was time for me to live my life, on my own terms. It's strange how quickly things can change. One moment, I'm standing at the edge, drowning in Cassandra's taunts and feeling small, and the next, I'm realizing that I'm done letting her control how I see myself. But as I sit here, contemplating my next move, I realize it's not just about proving her wrong, it's about taking back my power. I stand in front of the mirror, staring at myself. Enough. I've spent my entire life trying to get her approval, trying to make her see that I was worth something. But now I'm doing this for me. I won't keep waiting for validation that will never come. Still, a part of me can't let go of the resentment. A part of me feels betrayed in a way I never imagined, and it gnaws at me. I won't lie, I'm angry. Angry that she's torn me down so many times and made me feel like nothing I ever did mattered. Maybe it's time to stop playing nice. Maybe it's time to fight back. I send out an email to my boss, letting him know about an issue I noticed with one of Cassandra's recent projects. It's a small thing, really. A typo in the report that could cause a major client to lose trust, but it's enough to shake things up. I tell myself it's just part of the job, that I'm helping the company. I convince myself it's not really revenge, but deep down, I know it's more than that. I've never felt this way before, this pull to hurt someone who has hurt me. The next day, I see Cassandra in the office. She walks in, head held high, completely unaware of the storm brewing behind her perfect smile. My stomach churns as I watch her move from one colleague to another, effortlessly charming everyone she meets. I hate that she's so good at it. I can't help but stare. She has no idea what's coming. When she walks past my desk, I look up and meet her eyes. Her gaze hardens as she stops, lingering for a moment. "Why don't you say something, Charlotte?" she asks, voice dripping with her usual condescension. "You've been quiet lately. What's the matter? Are you finally realizing you're not the star anymore?" I open my mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. I want to scream at her, tell her everything I've been bottling up for years. But instead, I just nod. "I'm fine," I mutter, and she laughs, walking away, completely oblivious to the plans I've set in motion. Later that afternoon, I send another message to my boss, this time pointing out a discrepancy in the financial report Cassandra submitted last week. I don't know if it's deliberate or just sloppy work, but I know it'll cause her trouble. I can already picture her face when she finds out. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like justice. It just feels necessary. But as the days pass, I begin to feel the weight of what I'm doing. The line between what I tell myself is self-preservation and what I know is plain old retaliation is blurring. I'm not just doing this to feel empowered. I'm doing it because it feels good to see her squirm, to feel like I finally have some control. I catch myself a few times, wondering if this is really who I want to be. But then I remember how she's treated me, how she's made me feel like I was nothing. And I can't stop. I'm not proud of it. But it's like a switch inside me has flipped, and I can't turn it off. When Cassandra's caught in the mess I've created, she looks at me, her face pale with shock. "You did this?" she demands, her voice shaky. I feel a rush of satisfaction, but I don't say anything. I just watch her silently. I've won. But I'm not sure what the cost is yet. I never thought I'd be here, standing on the edge, watching everything unravel. I had no idea what I was doing when I started playing this game with Cassandra, no idea where it would lead. But now, it's all so painfully clear. I focus on my work, trying to keep my mind occupied, but it's hard not to notice what's happening to her. The whispers around the office grow louder every day. People are talking. They're not just talking about the client she lost, they're talking about her. They're questioning her competence, her ability to get things done. And it feels like, in a way, it's all because of me. "Have you heard?" Laura, one of my colleagues, whispers as she walks past my desk. "Cassandra just lost that huge account. The one she's been working on for months. It's all over the company." I nod, trying to act casual, but the small voice in my head is anything but calm. Did I do this? It's not like I'm celebrating her failure. but there's this small, twisted part of me that feels relieved. I know it's not right, but I can't help it. She's always made me feel like nothing, always tried to tear me down. And now, it's happening to her. But that relief? It doesn't last long. I heard her team is falling apart too, Laura adds, leaning closer. Some people are saying she's losing her touch. A sickening feeling twists in my gut. I knew the reports I pointed out, the small errors I'd flagged, would eventually catch up with her. But I didn't know it would be like this. I didn't expect to feel so conflicted. Poor Cassandra, Laura mutters, before walking away. I sit back in my chair, staring at my screen. The promotion I've been working toward is finally within my reach, but with every step I take, I feel more disconnected from the person I thought I was. The guilt is starting to eat at me. I'm no better than her now, am I? I've been playing her game all along, and I've won. But at what cost? Later that evening, I catch her in the break room, staring blankly at her coffee cup. Her shoulders are slumped, her usual confidence gone. For a moment, I almost feel bad for her. But then, I remember everything she's done to me, how she's made me feel small for so long. She brought this on herself. She doesn't notice me at first, so I stand there for a few moments, watching her. The silence stretches between us until she finally looks up, her eyes dull and tired. "You think I don't know what you've done?" she says quietly, her voice devoid of its usual venom. I swallow, unsure of how to respond. She's not yelling. She's not accusing me of anything directly. It's like she's too tired to fight anymore. "I don't know what you're talking about," I lie, my voice barely a whisper. She lets out a short, bitter laugh. "Don't pretend like you're innocent, Charlotte. I see what's going on. All these coincidences. It's all connected. You've been watching me slip, haven't you? The guilt intensifies, almost suffocating me. But then I remind myself, she did this to herself. She always had a way of making me feel less than. I'm not the one who destroyed her career. She did that. I'm not trying to sabotage you, I say, but my voice betrays me. The words feel empty, like I'm trying to convince myself more than her. She looks at me for a long moment, her eyes narrowing as if she's seeing through me. "No. You're not just trying to sabotage me. You've already done it." The room feels smaller, now the weight of her words pressing down on me. I want to argue. I want to scream at her that she deserves this. But instead, I stand there, frozen, watching her crumble before me. I know this is it. The moment where everything changes. "Just know this," she says, her voice quieter now, almost resigned. "You're no better than I am. You think you've won. But you're not the hero here, Charlotte. You're just another person who took a shot at me when I was down." Her words hit harder than anything she's ever said before. I feel the sting of them, but I don't respond. Instead, I watch, as she walks away, the defeat in her every step. I should feel victorious. I should feel like I've earned something. But instead, I just feel empty. And as I turn back to my desk, I wonder if, in my pursuit of success, I've lost more than I've gained. I wasn't expecting her to come to me, but when she did, I should have known it was coming. Cassandra storms into my office, her face tight with anger, her eyes sharp like knives. "You think you're so clever, don't you?" she spits, standing in front of me, her arms crossed tightly over her chest. "You think I didn't notice? All the little things you've done to make me look bad?" I stare at her, my heart pounding. I've been preparing for this moment, but when it comes, I freeze. "What are you talking about?" I ask, though I know exactly what she's referring to. My stomach churns. "You think you've won," she continues, her voice rising. "That, I don't see what you've been doing. Pointing out my mistakes, making sure I fail? It's like you're trying to ruin me, Charlotte, just like you always do. She's shaking now, the words coming out fast, as if she can't hold them back anymore. And I realize, for the first time, how much damage we've both done to each other over the years. I begin, but she cuts me off. Don't. Lie! You've been trying to sabotage me for weeks. You're so scared that I'll do better than you? You think I don't see it? You think I haven't been watching you, quietly pulling the strings, trying to make me look incompetent? Her words hit like a punch to the gut. She's right. I did it. I sabotaged her. But I thought it was for my own survival, for my own self-preservation. I thought it was the only way I could stop her from ruining everything I had worked for. Wasn't trying to hurt you, I finally say, my voice trembling. I thought you were going to destroy everything I've worked for. I didn't know what else to do. You never thought about me, did you? Cassandra interrupts, her voice breaking now, tears threatening to spill. You've been so focused on yourself, you didn't even realize how much you've hurt me. You've always been so damn selfish, Charlotte. It's always been about you. I open my mouth to respond, but no words come. She's right, in a way. I've been so consumed with my own insecurities, with trying to prove my worth, that I never took a moment to stop and think about the damage I was causing. I never saw how much she had been hurting, how much she had been trying to compete with me all these years. I look at her, and for the first time I see the toll it's taken on both of us. We've been at war with each other for so long that I didn't even notice how much it was destroying us both. I didn't want to be like this, I whisper, my chest tightening. I didn't want to hurt you. You already have, she says, her voice barely audible now. And you still don't get it, do you? This isn't just about some job or promotion. It's about everything. All these years, all this pain. I've been living in your shadow, Charlotte. And you've been living in mine. We're both trapped in this cycle, feeding off each other's pain. I stare at her, my mind reeling. She's right. We've been feeding off each other's pain for so long that it's all we've known. I've been trying to beat her, trying to prove that I'm better, and she's been doing the same. We've both been playing the same game, and we've both been losing. For the first time, I realize I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to keep living in her shadow, and I don't want her to live in mine. This is bigger than just some competition. It's about breaking free from the toxic web we've woven around each other. I've been living in your shadow too, I say softly, finally meeting her eyes. I've been so focused on beating you that I didn't see what it was doing to both of us. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep fighting. Her eyes search mine, and for a moment, I think she might say something. But she doesn't. She just stands there, her breath shaky, as if she's waiting for me to make the next move. I'm sorry, I say, the words feeling heavy in my chest. I didn't mean to hurt you. She takes a step back, her expression softening, though the pain is still there. I'm sorry too, she whispers, her voice barely audible. But I don't know if I can ever forgive you for this. And that's when I realize something. I'm not doing this for her. I'm doing it for me. I'm not going to keep living like this, trying to outdo her, trying to outshine her, because in the end, all it's done is keep us both trapped in this endless cycle. I don't need her forgiveness. I need to forgive myself. I don't know if we'll ever truly heal. But for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm free. Free from her. Free from myself. I stand in front of my mirror, adjusting my jacket before heading out for the day. I barely recognize the person looking back at me. There's a confidence in my stance, something I've never allowed myself to fully embrace before. I used to need Cassandra's approval, her acknowledgement that I was doing well, that I was worth something. But now, I realize, I don't need that anymore. As I walk into the office, I can feel it. The weight of my decisions, the shift that's happening within me. No more second-guessing myself. No more waiting for her to pat me on the back. I've worked hard to get here, and this time, it's about me. Not her, not anyone else. Just me. I'm walking toward my boss's office, where the final step of my plan will unfold. A promotion, a step forward. My phone buzzes, and I glance down, seeing a text from Cassandra. I hope you're not still pretending everything is fine between us. I don't even flinch. I can't afford to be dragged back into the same cycle. This is my moment, and I'm not letting anything or anyone hold me back. I reach for the doorknob and knock twice. "Come in," comes the voice from behind the door. I open it, walking in with a calm confidence I didn't know I had in me a few months ago. I greet him with a smile, taking my seat across from him. "Charlotte," he says, looking up from the papers in front of him. "How are you doing?" "I'm good," I reply. "Actually, I'm doing better than good. I've been thinking about my position here, and I'd like to take on more responsibilities. I'm ready for the next step." He raises an eyebrow, clearly intrigued. "You've been doing well. What's on your mind?" I lean forward, making sure my words are clear and firm. I want to move into the management role. I've been working hard, and I believe I've earned it. His gaze shifts as he processes my words, then he nods. "I've been meaning to bring it up, actually. You've shown great potential. I think you're ready for this." I feel a rush of pride. It's happening. I'm taking control. This is the validation I've been craving, but not from Cassandra, not from anyone else, from me. And that's all that matters. "Thank you," I say, my voice steady and assured. "I won't let you down." As I leave his office, a rush of excitement floods through me. I've made it. I've secured my place, not just in this company, but in my own life. The past few months have been full of uncertainty and self-doubt, but today that's over. I feel my phone vibrate again, but this time I don't even look at it. I know it's Cassandra. I know what she wants, and I don't need to give it to her anymore. I have something far more important now, my own self-worth. As I walk out of the office, I pass by her desk. She's there, as always, pretending like nothing's wrong, like I'm still the person I was before. But I don't stop. I don't look her way. I've moved past the need for her approval. I'm walking away from the toxic relationship that has defined so much of my life. "Charlotte, we need to talk," Cassandra calls after me, her voice sharp. But I don't turn around. I'm done. I've stopped being a victim in her game. I don't need to play it anymore. I hear her sigh in frustration, but I don't feel guilty. For the first time in a long while, I don't feel like I'm the one who's lost. I'm the one who's won. I've taken control of my life, and it feels damn good. I didn't expect her to reach out, but when the message appeared on my phone, I couldn't ignore it. It was from Cassandra. The last time we spoke, everything had felt final, yet here it was. "Charlotte, I know things have been rough between us. I've thought a lot about what happened, and I want to apologize. I never meant to hurt you. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a moment, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. For so long, I had wanted her apology, wanted her to acknowledge how much pain she'd caused. But now I wasn't sure I needed it anymore. I took a deep breath and typed my response, feeling the weight of the decision settle in. "I appreciate your apology, Cassandra, but I've moved on. I've learned that I don't need your approval anymore to feel good about myself. I've found peace within myself, and I'm no longer holding on to the past." I hit send before I could second-guess myself, a small weight lifting from my shoulders as I did. The silence that followed felt final in a way I hadn't expected. Few minutes later, my phone buzzed again. This time her response came quickly. "You've really changed, haven't you?" I read the message, feeling a strange mix of relief and something else, something I couldn't quite define. It wasn't anger. It wasn't sadness. It was more like a sense of freedom, the kind I had been looking for all this time. Yes, I have. And I'm glad I did, I replied. For a moment, I sat there, letting her words linger in the air between us. But I wasn't waiting for her to say more. I wasn't holding my breath for an explanation or a deeper conversation. I had done my part. I had let go. I leaned back in my chair, taking in the stillness of the moment. It wasn't a triumphant feeling, but more like a quiet acceptance. I didn't need to win this battle anymore. I didn't need to fight her or compete with her. I had learned that the real power, the real strength, came from letting go, from not needing her or anyone else to define my worth. The phone buzzed again, but I didn't look at it. I didn't need to. I had already said everything that needed to be said. I stood up and walked to the window, looking out at the city. The sunlight was soft, the sky clear. For the first time in a long time, I felt at peace. I wasn't carrying the weight of old grudges anymore. I wasn't holding on to resentment. I had come so far. I had faced the hurt, the betrayal, the anger, and I had let it go. And now I was free. I smiled to myself, realizing that the only approval I needed now was my own. And that, I thought, was more than enough. I stand in front of my desk, looking at the emails piling up in my inbox. My career has never been better. It's almost hard to believe how far I've come since those early days of struggling to get a foot in the door, and how much I've changed over the past year. A lot has happened. Some of it hurt, but it's also made me stronger. I lean back in my chair and stretch. The sunlight coming through the window feels different now. Warm, comforting. The days of doubt and insecurity feel distant. Almost like they belong to someone else. I grab my phone, and as I scroll through the messages, I see a text from my mother. She's asking about Cassandra, how she's been, how things are going between us. I haven't answered in days. Honestly, I'm not sure how to explain that I've let go. I no longer need to hold on to the resentment, the need for her approval. I've moved on, and so has my heart. I take a deep breath and type a short reply. Things are fine. I'm focused on my own journey now. It's not harsh. It's just the truth. I'm no longer caught up in the games, the constant need to prove myself to Cassandra. She's still stuck in the cycle of comparison, but I've broken free from it. I hit send and feel a strange sense of peace. As I move through my day, the reality settles in. I don't need anyone to define me anymore. Not Cassandra, not anyone. I've spent so much time trying to prove that I'm worth something, trying to get others to see my value. But the truth is, my worth doesn't depend on anyone else. I've learned to trust myself, to stand firm in my own identity. Later, I meet with a few colleagues for lunch. We're celebrating a big project I've just completed, and for the first time, it feels like I am the one leading, not just following. It's different. I don't have to fight for attention. I don't have to prove my worth to them. They see me for who I am. As we laugh and talk about future plans, I catch a glimpse of myself in the restaurant's window reflection. It's strange, but I like the person I see now. There's no anxiety in my chest, no need to second-guess myself. I'm not looking over my shoulder anymore, waiting for Cassandra's approval, or anyone's. I think about how far I've come. The hurt from Cassandra's betrayal is still there, a faint scar on my heart, but it no longer controls me. The bitterness I once carried has slowly faded, replaced with a quiet strength that I never knew I had. I'm proud of you, one of my colleagues says, breaking me from my thoughts. I smile, feeling a warmth spread through me. Thanks. It's been a long road, but it's all been worth it. And it has been. I've worked for everything I have, and now I get to enjoy. The fruits of my labor. I no longer need anyone to validate me. The pride I feel in myself is enough. As the conversation continues, I realize that I am exactly where I need to be. For the first time in a long time, I am not looking to the past or seeking approval from others. I'm moving forward with confidence and clarity, and I know that this is only the beginning. The morning light pours through my window as I sip my coffee, the warmth of the cup grounding me. It's quiet, peaceful. For the first time in a long while, I don't feel the weight of resentment or anger. I don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. I stare out the window, watching people go about their lives below. A few months ago, I couldn't have imagined this moment. Back then, I was consumed by bitterness, haunted by the things Cassandra said to me, driven by the need for validation. But now, I see it all differently. I know that everything I've been through, the betrayal, the hurt, the struggle, it was all part of the process. It's what shaped me, and I wouldn't change it. The phone buzzes in my hand, and I glance down to see a message from my mother. She asks about Cassandra, as usual. I think about how far I've come and how much I've let go. I've stopped looking for the answers from her. Instead, I've learned to find them within myself. "I'm good, Mom," I type back. "Things are different now, but I'm finally at peace with it all." I set the phone down, taking a deep breath. It's true. I've made peace with my past, with the person I used to be, and even with Cassandra. I don't need her apology anymore. I don't need anyone's approval. For the first time in my life, I'm living for me. And that feels more freeing than I could have imagined. Later that day, I'm at work, and it's another normal day. Another meeting, another project to wrap up, but this time, there's no rush, no pressure. I've earned my place here, and I know it. I don't have to compete with anyone anymore. My success is my own, and that's enough. "Charlotte," my boss says, calling me into his office after the meeting. "I've been meaning to talk to you about your progress. You've been doing an incredible job, and I just wanted to make sure you know that you're exactly where you should be." I smile, a genuine smile this time. "Thank you. That means a lot." It's funny, I think. A few months ago, I would have been waiting for this moment, this recognition, desperately needing to hear those words. But now, they don't define me. They're just a bonus. I know my worth, and that's what matters. As I leave the office later, I pass by Cassandra's desk. She's not there, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I don't feel the need to check up on her, to see if she's still struggling, or if she's succeeding. I've let go of all of that. I've realized something crucial. It doesn't matter where anyone else is in life. The only thing that matters is where I am, how far I've come, and the person I've become. And I'm proud of that. I walk to my car with a sense of quiet confidence, knowing that I can face whatever comes next. There's no more anger, no more regrets, just a calm certainty in who I am. The past is behind me, and I'm finally free. If you've been with me through this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, don't miss out on what comes next. Hit that like button if you believe in the power of letting go and taking control of your life. And make sure to subscribe, because this is just the beginning, and I can't wait to share more of my story with you. Let's grow together.